Hey guys, my name is Lilly and today I want to bring you the news from Europe, especially Austria, but this time also France. The company Nestlé has disinfected natural mineral water, which is an illegal practice. Now, first we have to understand what are the regulations for mineral water here in Europe. Mineral water is actually really strictly regulated. The criteria for mineral water is that in order for the water to be called natural mineral water, it must meet very specific parameters. The underground water supply from which it comes must be protected from any contamination. The natural mineral water has a certain nutritional and physiological effect due to its content of natural minerals and trace elements. The composition of the water must remain the same and is constantly monitored. Certain components, such as copper or zinc, may only be present up to specific limits. In order to preserve the quality of the mineral water and the original purity required by law, no substances may be added and no treatments may be carried out. Only very few processes are exempt from this, such as the addition or removal of carbon dioxide. The gentle separation of iron or sulfur for taste or appearance reason is also permitted. And then also natural mineral water must be filled directly at the source into the containers in which it reaches the customer. So natural mineral water is highly regulated and I'm really glad that it is. But now what Nestlé did is completely illegal. So what have they done exactly? In recent years, French mineral water has in many cases not been naturally pure, as the law requires. And according to research by French media, the Nestlé Group and other producers of mineral water are suspected of having disinfected the spring water illegally. So disinfecting spring water is not allowed because it has to be pure by law. So what have they done to treat the water? They have disinfected the water by using activated charcoal or UV rays. And they also say that since this has now come out, they have stopped using those illegal practices. Disinfection methods are allowed for tap water. So for tap water, you can use those methods, but then you cannot call the water natural spring water anymore. And apparently investigations were already going on since 2021. The report has just not been published. Disinfection of spring water was widespread, so this is a huge scandal. Last year, the French government discreetly changed the regulations and allowed the use of microfilters. Why are they disinfecting spring water now? They are saying that the spring water is getting dirtier and dirtier. Now, why is the spring water getting dirtier? Well, first of all, it's the drought and also it's pesticides from agriculture. And sometimes springs were temporarily contaminated with fecal bacteria. And also, on top of that, scientists have discovered microplastics in bottled water. But this could also come from the microfilters that they are using. That really sucks. So they are now using microfilters to get rid of contaminants in the water, but that might be the reason why there's even more microplastics in bottled water. So now because of these problems, Nestlé now has given up 2 springs. And also in southern France, they are now treating the water, but they cannot sell it as natural mineral water anymore. But now they are selling it as flavored water. So make sure that if you are buying water in a bottle, make sure that you're getting natural mineral water. Okay, so next I want to show you some more news coming from Austria. So now in Austria, police officers are getting 100 euros for preparation for blackouts. So with this 100 euros they can buy supplies for their families. So in case of a blackout, the family has supplies and they can go to work. And they get this 100 euros if they complete an e-learning module. It's an e-learning course. And if they complete this course successfully, they get 100 euros in the form of a voucher. So yeah, that's going on in terms of blackout preparation. What do I think about this? I think that's great. I think police officers especially need to go to work in case of a blackout. So that's a great thing. Also, I want to show you this here. This is a paper by the Austrian government. And this is basically a short guideline how you should behave in case of a blackout and how you can prepare for a blackout. And I will tell you this at the end of this video. But before that, I want to show you some other news. Yeah, so everything is getting more expensive here in Europe. And now flats are getting even more expensive again. So it's almost impossible for a young family to purchase a flat. And that's because they are not building enough of flats. So the demand is high, but the new buildings are lower and lower every year. So it's just not enough, and that's why the prices of flats and also houses are going up. Yeah, next, again, we have a problem with getting medication. So we don't have enough of medication, or we just have enough of medication, but sometimes you have to wait for your medication. For example, a friend of ours last week, she had a infection in the urinary tract, and she was waiting to get an antibiotic, and she had to wait like 24 hours to get an antibiotic. And I think a lot of women know how painful a urinary tract infection is, so this really sucks. It really sucks if you cannot get your antibiotics in time. And that's a huge problem. This has been going on for a couple of years now, that we don't have enough of medication. So that's a huge problem. And I personally try to get medication if I can. I buy and purchase every medication which is over the counter. Next, also what caught my attention is this article here. So the Austrian military is warning that it could come to a war with Russia, and the risk is very high. So, and I've come across a couple of those articles recently, like this article here. It says, if Trump wins, Europe has to make sure that we have to fight the Russians in Ukraine, and we are just not ready for it, so we have to be and get ready for fighting a war. So this is all very crazy, especially because here in Austria we are neutral, and I just am very opposed to war. I am for peace, so I don't really like that they are using my tax money to support a war, which I believe is completely unnecessary. So I think the war could be solved with diplomacy. But yeah, I think all of this is really dangerous right now in Europe. Also here you can see an article which is stating that the times of peace and prosperity in Europe are over. It says right here in this German article. So yeah, I don't like what's happening, and in case of a war, and if the war swaps over to Europe or to my country, Austria, I'm gone. I'm going to pack my things and I'm gone. So now at the end of this video, I want to come to this article here. This is just a very short guideline on how you should behave or how you should prepare in a blackout situation. So you want to prepare as if you're going for a 2 weeks camping trip, but you're staying at home. So you have to make arrangements with your family. Where are you going to meet? Who is going to watch the kids and so on? And who will pick up whom and so on? And which people are outside the family, neighbors and friends who could help you out. Then you should prepare for food and beverages for 14 days. So that's 35 liters per person. The next also, do you have important medication that you need? So you want to stockpile those, especially for disasters. You want to have replacement lighting, candles, igniters, lighters, flashlights, spare batteries, spare cooking facilities, alcohol stoves, camping stoves, fondue cooker. You also want to have reception facilities like radios, hand crank radios, and also It doesn't say here, but you want to have a walkie-talkie so you can talk to your neighbors. Then first aid, of course. So make sure that you have supplies and medication for first aid at home. And also hygiene products, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, toilet paper, tampons, napkins. Then emergency power supply, so you can get a power station or a power generator. And you want to have an alternative heating option for your house. So we at home have a small Swedish oven, but you can also use, of course, bottled gas or petroleum, tiled stoves and fireplaces. Oh yeah, also here it's saying that you should have money at home, especially cash, so you can buy stuff in case nothing is working anymore, because the credit card and the bank card are not working anymore. So with cash, some stores might accept cash, and also you can buy stuff from your neighbors, for example. This is it. This is a very good guideline here, I believe, especially for people who are new to prepping. So it's short and concise, but it's containing the most essential items for a blackout situation. So yeah, pretty good. I like that the government has issued these guidelines. And this is pretty much it for today. So I really want to thank you guys for watching and stay tuned till next time.